I've seen this happen as well. Somebody who works with me had to take a loan from a loan shark, Parijat, you won't believe it, for their daughter's wedding. And they were borrowing at 10% per month. And
Wow.
so that has amounted to a very large amount of money. 3 lakh rupees was borrowed. So she was paying back 30,000 rupees per month. And in the first month itself, it's not like she got 3 lakhs, she got 2.7 lakh. So the interest for the first month was taken, and that, as I understand, is how loan sharks work. But that is a really horrible situation to be in. What are the first few things that happen when you miss a loan payment in the formal sector, when an NBFC or a bank has given you this loan? When you miss, what happens?
So the first thing that will happen is you will start getting calls for collections, and they will be a lot more polite in the first few calls. They will try to understand, they will try to nudge the customer, understand what's happening in their lives, and give them opportunity to repay. But as the situation progresses and if it seems to get worsened, then you will start seeing collection agents coming at your doorsteps. Now, regulator has definitely taken a lot of steps in terms of making sure that this does not go into very difficult situations for the customers. But still, somebody showing up at your doorstep asking for money is not a very pleasant situation from a social context standpoint.
Okay.
And that starts to put a lot of mental pressure on people. People go through a traumatic situation, and we have seen people losing lives as well when the money surmounts to a level where they can't really look out for it.
Yeah, and the other thing that happens, of course, Parijat, the other
Yeah.
thing that happens, of course, is that your credit score gets hit immediately. And whenever you have to go out and take more credit, which is often what people do, then it becomes much more expensive to do. So the final leg of this conversation is, how do you get out of a situation if you are in such a situation? And what, according to you, are the first few steps, or all of the steps that you have to take?
Sure. So I think, like you rightly said, credit score gets impacted, and that does not allow you to take more loans or loans at better interest rates. So that really puts you into that trap. So I think the first critical element is to spot when you're going into this situation. More often than not, I've seen people coming and realizing this very, very late. And even if they seek any professional advice, it's very difficult at this situation to advise anything because the person has already exhausted most of the avenues. So it's very important that one understands, first of all, that they're getting into a debt trap, which means that you are possibly taking more loans than what you are expected to take. So if your income is, say, 100 rupees, don't let your EMIs cross more than 40 or 50 at worst. Because if that is getting crossed, then you are possibly likely to move towards debt trap. So that's the first indicator that one needs to keep in their mind. Second is that if you realize that you're getting into the trap, go and seek professional advice. Do not try to exhaust opinion or avenues yourself, because it's possible that you may not make the right choices. You might be making choices under pressure, which possibly could be incorrect and could have potential downstream impacts for you. And third thing is that be open about it. Speak to your family, speak to your relatives. It is a difficult situation, I can understand, but don't bury your head in the sand, because that's not going to allow you to do anything. And this situation does not go away. You can bury it under the carpet, but this will surface as soon as you take the carpet off. And that's not going to be too far in the future. So one needs to make sure that these things are very, very clear in your head. Take that help and look for options. Yeah. Now, in terms of what options are available in the market, you have possibility of debt consolidation, where if you've taken money from 5 different sources, maybe you consolidate that together so that you at least have one lender to talk to. You are not worried about repaying to 5 different lenders on 5 different days. And there are services and lenders available who can help you consolidate these kind of debts. The second thing is, if you have any assets that are available, try to leverage those assets. Maybe either if you can sell them off. For example, if I have bought an iPhone and I'm not able to pay my EMIs for iPhone, better that I get rid of it, get money, maybe switch over to a much cheaper phone so that I'm still connected. But then I'm able to recover some money and repay some of the loan, because that will actually lower down my debt burden. So try leveraging some of those kind of assets, and that can help you to come out of the debt. The third thing is definitely look for options which are lower interest rates. Avoid loan sharks as much as possible because they are necessarily not under any kind of regulatory situation. It could lead to a law and order situation for yourself, for your family, and it could put you at a lot of risk. So avoid loan sharks, work with formal lenders, be open about what your situation is, speak to them. Alex, you were mentioning, moratorium was offered, which was at a large scale. But in one-to-one situation also, where I have seen lenders who are willing to do settlements, they are willing to do restructuring of your loans if they understand your situation and help you out so that you come out of your debt trap, you're able to repay. Because for bank, it is not important that you have a difficult situation. What is important for them is that they recover
of money. Yeah, recovery of money, certainly. So I think we've covered quite a few bases. By the way, if you're listening to this and if you find yourself in some situation like this, please write to us and we will try and assist in any way that we can. We'll try and put you in touch with people like Parijat, for example, who can help you out. Parijat, thanks so much for joining me on this conversation. Very important one to have, and pleasure having you.